Hello everyone, I want to welcome to the channel. We're embarking on a new chapter, and we just closed on 13 acres out in rural Georgia, and we're going to be starting our journey to create our own homestead. I'm very excited about to start this journey and to document this journey and take you guys with us. After many months of discussion and deliberation, we decided that we wanted to get away from the city and move more out to a rural zone. We had many different considerations that we wanted to have and things that we wanted to have on our property. Spent many months searching until we finally found the perfect property, which, as you can see, is here behind me. I look forward to taking you guys on a tour. Please excuse the vehicles. We're right off the road because I want to take you from beginning to the end. So I said we had many considerations when we were choosing our property. We wanted to be close to the city, close to a town, at least within about 15 minutes to regular stores, and about 45 minutes to my commute to work. We're able to find this property here, which is about 15 minutes exactly to the nearest town, about 30 minutes to the nearest city, and about 40-minute commute for me to work. So it lined out perfectly. I said we got 13 acres out here. Very excited to get started on building it. As you can see, we've already gotten started. We've got the land cleared, the driveways in. We got the land cleared, we got the driveway in already, and the clearing back here, we've cleared out a little over an acre to start building the property and building our home. Now for home options, we were going back and forth. We initially thought about doing an RV, getting an RV and purchasing the land and parking the RV out here while we got everything. We did a lot of the work ourselves. Ended up exploring some more options and decided to go with a manufactured home. And this seems to have decision has gone very well for us. So we've already placed an order for a manufactured home, gone through the whole process, and everything's in motion. The home should be ready to be delivered in about a month. So we still have a lot of work here to do to get it ready for the manufactured home. But I think that was the best decision for our family, to have something comfortable to live in. So the idea is, many of you may not know, new to the channel. I know I'm just picking up this channel after a few years hiatus, but I am active duty military. So I have we're working everything within my retirement timeline. So this gives us the opportunity. Like I said, we cleared this acre right here up front. I have plans of, we're going to discuss a lot of the future plans, but we have plans of doing another clearing in the back, where after, once I retire, we'll decide whether we want to build our forever home and then still have this up here up front and have our forever home in the back. But this gets us out here to the land in a comfortable manner, and that we can stay here for a few years, about 5 or 6 years, and then we can start our homesteading adventure. All right, so let's talk about our future plans on the homestead. Like I already mentioned, we're gonna have the manufactured home set up and delivered. That's gonna go right here in this area right up front. I have a workshop that's being built. I'll show you right now. The concrete pad is being set up. The forms are being set up to pour the concrete. We're doing a 30 by 50 workshop out here. I have a lot of, this was like a deal breaker for us. I needed the workshop out here because I do a lot of woodworking, I have a lot of tools, and we have a lot of stuff that's not gonna fit in the new home, so we need the storage space. And for everything, you need storage space out here. I think it's key to have enough storage space in your homestead so that you can do everything you need to do. Like I said, I do a lot of woodworking, I have a lot of equipment. I need the workshop for a place for all that to go and set up. So that's going to be another journey that we're going to talk about as the building's already on order, concrete pads, so that should be getting installed within this month as well. Then we need to do electrical. We need to get all the tools set up, cabinets, rooms. We're gonna have a gym in there. We're gonna have storage space, maybe a bathroom. So a lot of work to do on the workshop to get that where it needs to be. And then once all that's done, we're gonna start clearing to the back. So future plans, what do we want on here? So we want to start slow. I don't want to rush into anything, and we want to do our research. We're very new to homesteading, very new to gardening and everything like that. So take it slow, but we have plans for 3 things right now on the homestead. That is going to be chickens. We're going to build a chicken coop, get some chickens, get some eggs going out here. I want to do a very large, nice garden. We're going to plant some fruit trees, some fruit bushes, blueberries, strawberries, watermelons, things of that nature. So we're going to get the garden going and some fruit trees going. And then the third thing that we're going to get started out here is bees. I already have a couple nooks on order, which is why we are naming our property the Honey Haven, because we're going to have bees. Now for bees, I know a lot of people put the bees right near the house, but I don't want the bees near our house. So I want the bees to be about 600 feet away. So we're going to be cutting a trail back into the back part of the property and clearing a little opening to get the bees in there. And then that same opening, I'll continue to work on it over the time to widen it, make it bigger. And that opening right there will also hopefully plant some fields of crops, some more gardens back there, some more activities back there. And then if we decide later to build our dream home back there. So that is the goal with that. Now, all this, one thing I'll say that's helped a lot is future planning. Now I'm gonna bring up, first thing I did to plan all this out was I went to Google Earth. So I'm gonna bring up Google Earth and show you our future plans, how I designed everything out and laid everything out to make sure that as we're going through and having the home placed, the workshop placed, everything has its already determined location. It's very important to come out here with a plan of what you want and how you want it set up. Because the worst thing, and put a lot of thought into it, the worst thing can happen is you put something somewhere that's permanent and then you hate it and you don't want it there and you wish you had done something different. So we put a lot of time and planning into where we want to put everything out here to get it set up. So I'm going to take you to Google Earth and show you how I laid everything out. All right, guys, here is the Google Earth plan that I created. I was able to go to the county website and pulled the GPS coordinates of each corner of my property. And by doing that, I was able to get a very accurate representation of the property lines here on Google Earth and create this. And then from there, I was able to use the tools in Google Earth where you can come and do ruler measurements, line measurements to measure feet, how many feet off the road. Like I said, we decided we wanted to be about 300 feet in, so this road is about 320 feet into the clearing, and we wanted to be about 25 to 50 feet off this left property line. And I was able to give this diagram to the gentleman who cleared my land, and he was very specific about making sure he put the clearing exactly where we wanted, which was great. They seemed to very much appreciate having a diagram and a map to go off of instead of just me saying I think I want it somewhere around here. And then I know for sure I'm getting exactly what I want. So this is where the manufactured home is going to go, about 25 to 50 feet off the clearing, 25 to 50 feet here. And this is the garage, which is being put in now, the concrete pad. Here will be the chicken coop. We're going to put the well here because these perks is where I got the perk test done. So the septic can go within about 50 feet of this perk test. So the septic is most likely going to go right here, right around behind the house, with the leach field going off to the left. So the well needs to go about 100 feet away from the leach field. So somewhere around here will be a perfect spot for the well, especially with the garden being right here. And then with the well being here, I can plumb water into the workshop. I can plumb the garden for a watering system with the well being right here. I think that's just going to make things a lot easier, and then it will also be easier if I need to shoot some water up into this other clearing in the future. And speaking of such other clearing, this is what I mentioned, that we may be building our future home in this clearing. Right now I've marked off about 3 acres here. The plan is to cut a trail up to this right corner here, and this is where I'm going to put the beehives. So once I cut the trail up, I'll clear out at least enough space for the bees initially, and then I'll take my time in working and clearing the rest of this area so that we can maybe plant some corn or some crops, some rows of crops and everything, until we decide whether we're going to build back here or not. So this was very, very beneficial to have this plan. I was able to give this plan to the people who were doing the concrete, to my builder for the home, and for to know where to get the perk test done, and have a general idea where I want everything laid out. This is like the 4th draft. I've shuffled things around and moved things around as I've gone out there and taken a look and envision what I want. So I would definitely recommend anybody who's looking to build on undeveloped land to come to Google Earth, plug it in, and just spend a lot of time playing around with and deciding where you want everything to be. Because a lot of these things, once you place them down, it's there forever. And I did not want to hate the placement on something that we put something. So this worked great for me. All right, as you can see right here in the back right corner of the property, we already have the forms in for the workshop. This is going to be a 30 by 50 concrete pad. We're putting a steel metal building out here. On the back of the building, there's going to be a lean-to, a 12-foot lean-to on there. And this is already getting started. Like I said, we are rolling, and things are happening very quickly. And it's amazing to see all this stuff coming together here. So like I said, 30 by 50 metal building going up here. That's going to be my workshop, some storage, a little gym area, extra freezers, refrigerators, all the stuff that we're going to need out here on the homestead. Very excited for this. This should be coming up. Like I said, the concrete will be done next week. The building should be installed in about a month. We have to get the inspector out here once this is all set up to get it inspected. We needed permits and everything like that. I'm going to probably do a more detailed video on everything it took to get to this point on the workshop, because like I said, it was a lot to get. Like, we had to get permits, county approval, whole thing. The inspector has to come out. And inspect this before the concrete can be poured, and then they're going to have to do more inspections before electrical can get hooked up and everything like that. So a lot of work goes into it just to get to this point, and then more work to get it right where we need it to be. So very excited about that though. All right, so let's talk utilities. So we are going to have a well dug and a septic tank put out here for the house. We've already gone through the whole process of getting the permit, doing the perk test for the septic tank, getting the permits done and everything like that. So the septic tank should be going in here pretty soon, within the next month or so. And then power is going to come from, we're going to have power wired in. Now is something that I'm going through right now, is talking to the power company. How are we going to get power over here? Unfortunately, it's interesting, things you don't really know about when you're getting into this, but in order to get power into this property, it has to go through somebody else's, any option, it has to go through somebody else's land. So right now, power company is talking to the property in front of me, which is actually owned by an investment group. So about granting us an easement, there's literally a power pole about 25 feet off the other side of the road, but it's on their property. So they need to grant us the easement to shoot the power across the road onto my property. And that'll go overhead to a pole, and then underground, probably down the center of my driveway, underground to a transformer. A little bit over here to the right is where I'm going to put the transformer. And I'm doing 2 separate services, metered service, one to the garage and one to the home. So from the transformer, then 2 underground lines, one to the home, one to the workshop. The reason I'm putting it right there in the right here, to the right a little bit, is because that transformer should be centered in between where the home and the workshop's going to be, so they should be able to make a straight shot, one trench, and go through and cut to the left of the house and then cut to the right to the workshop. So a lot of I said a lot of planning goes into this, and where you want everything to go and be. So very important to make a plan for your homestead, and a future plan of where you want and what your goals are for your homestead. And of course, things change, evolve, grow or decrease. But like I said, we have these are our goals for our property, and you know, we're gonna work towards it slowly. And I look forward to dragging you guys along with me, and explaining and sharing our experiences, our successes and our failures, as we continue to go through this process. A couple things to look out for: I will be going over a more detailed process of finding the land, purchasing the land, and all the permitting steps and process to get everything built out here and set up. And some tips and tricks and some things that I learned that worked very, very well for me to get everything done. So look forward to seeing you guys. Please, if you're interested in this type of content, if you're interested in joining us on our journey to build and live a more self-sustainable life, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.